In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to trim a video in Runway ML. By the end, you'll know exactly how to cut away the extra bits at the beginning or end of a clip, so your edit starts strong and ends clean. Trimming is one of the most common and useful edits you'll make. Think of it as tightening your story by shaving off what you don't need, without affecting the original media file. First, make sure your video clip is on the timeline in your project. If you've just imported your footage, drag it from your media panel into the timeline so it's visible as a clip. You want to see that horizontal bar representing your video, with its start on the left and its end on the right. Once the clip is in place, click it once to make sure it's selected, and glance at the viewer so you're familiar with what the clip contains. This simple check helps you decide what you want to keep and what can go. Next, move your mouse cursor to the very edge of the clip on the timeline, either the beginning on the left or the end on the right, depending on where you want to make the trim. As you hover at the edge, watch for the cursor to change into the trim or resize icon. That icon tells you you're in the right spot to adjust the clip's in or out point. If the change doesn't appear immediately, edge closer to the border of the clip until it does. Now, click and drag inward to trim. Dragging from the start will remove the unwanted portion at the beginning, shifting your clip's in point forward so playback starts later. Dragging from the end will shorten the tail, cutting off whatever you don't need at the conclusion. As you drag, keep an eye on the viewer and the timeline ruler to gauge how much you're trimming. Release the mouse when you've reached the point where your content begins cleanly or ends naturally. A quick note on how this works behind the scenes. Trimming is non-destructive. You're not deleting media from your source file. You're simply redefining where the clip starts and stops in your edit. If you trim too much, just hover the edge again and drag back out to reveal more of the clip. This flexibility lets you fine-tune pacing without worry. That's all there is to it. Place your clip on the timeline, hover over the clip edge until the trim icon appears, and drag inward from the start or the end to remove the parts you don't need. With these simple moves, your videos will feel tighter, cleaner, and more professional.